All right. I'm back, y'all. I don't know why I'm putting on perfume like y'all can smell me, but y'all, anybody know me know I love to smell good. Y'all know I love to smell good. Okay, so now I'll be getting to the bottom of it because I was looking for the a full interview here. I'm coming on camera now. I smell really good now, and the reason why I wanted to find the entire video was because I wanted to add, it was some things she said that was quite telling. Like I was telling you in the first video, but I couldn't find it, and I was like, let me go and finish doing my nails. So I finally found it, and I want to delve deep into it because a lot of biracial women have a problem with black women. Excuse me for not accepting them as black. It wasn't no competition thing. It was just like, bro, you're not black, and that has always bothered them. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it because I'm like, golly, and CynthiaG kind of hit on it in her video, but she wasn't thinking what I was thinking. So let's take a step back, and I want to look at this, and hopefully this is fair use. I feel like it's fair use, because I'm adding commentary to it. I'm not just using these people's interview. Okay, so I want you to look at the first thing she did that was telling. Okay, so play. Now ask her about this new movie that she has coming out called God's Country, or whatever. And then I want you guys to listen to what she's about to say, but she's not gonna say it. Let me move my face over here. I think can we look together? Do I have to make this screen smaller? Y'all know I'm not an airhead. Did I say that? I didn't say that, but it's like whatever. Let me see how you make this small. Where's the little arrow? Shit. Hold on. It's supposed to there it is. What's happening here? Okay, that way we can all be together. Don't you wanna go where everybody? Y'all leave me alone. Okay, so we're together. That way we can side-eye this lady at the same time. Did that work like that? Like, what's going on? Okay, it's not. Okay, so listen to the hesitation of what she's about to say. Listen. I love Beyonce. Love this song. Okay, go.
And then I watched this short film.
Watched the short film
that they'd made. So, ooh, and was really intrigued the fact that changing it from a white male to etc.
To etc. She was about to say to a black woman, these biracials know they're not black. They wear it when it is convenient. That Storm girl from Wrinkle of Time, no, she not black. That light skinned girl, that Rue, that white girl Rue, that plays Rue on Showtime, Zeldanya, Dashkadonza. Like Princess of the Frog. She knows she's not black. They know they're not black women. They are in blackface. They are blackfishing. They are biracial. But we're going to get into that in a minute. I'm going to make another video after this called Protecting Blackness so that we can understand. But I just want to do this real quick because I want to touch on a few things that I couldn't touch on in my first initial video because I couldn't find the entire... They're trying to scrub this off the internet to protect the movie God's Country. I saw a trailer and I think it is going to be delicious to watch, even though they got this bitch in it. So, watch.
And then Julian and I spoke for 45 minutes on the phone, and we were working already, Julian, weren't we? It's like we were actually working on the script already together. I mean, when I say working on it, I just mean I was asking him.
The first time.
Because I think of films as a whole. I don't think of it as like my bit in it. I think of the whole. A few months later, I'd finished all the work that I thought was going to kill me, so that I wouldn't be able. And I.
Really are seriously.
I should have wrote down the timestamps. That would have been like wiser for me.
End up in this film. This is that's work. Like so for me, a lot of our part of this story, but we're trying to capture the sort of American condition at the moment. And distill it down to a very simple character story of this woman in this place. And so that was sort of the starting point, but then that idea trickles down into all
how I work. And I'd read a lot about Katrina, obviously, and I'm a person of colour, so anything that happens to one black person anywhere, black people all over the world tend to hear about it. I had Katrina. In fact, it was
headspace. You know, this very complex backstory.
I studied anthropology at Cambridge. It's informed everything I've done as an actor. It's how I approach work. It's also reading that I'll always have a book, an ethnography on me. You know, that's how I work. And I'd read a lot about Katrina, obviously, and I'm a person of colour, so anything that happens to one black person anywhere, black people all over the world tend to hear about it. I had Katrina. In fact, it was Dave Eggers' Zaytoon that really, wow. And also Idalisa Rice in W.
Yeah.
I'd read a lot about it from that administration's point of view, and it was gross. It was gross. And it's only got grosser, hasn't it, in terms of government and so on. And then I shot in New Orleans as well, Reminiscence, right before we made this movie.
Oh, interesting.
I was so aware, even now, like whole areas that didn't get touched by the, you know, by the hurricane.
She's not saying it yet. Come on.
And they were, you know, expensive white areas. So I felt I was really well informed. You know, as it's really annoying actually how as a black person you have to know a whole fucking have a university degree on blackness, because it's not you don't inherently know about blackness as a black person, by the way, because because it's bullshit. You know, race, we're not different from each other racially. It's a fallacy. It's not real. You can't define people as separate racially.
You can't define people separate as racially, but you are biracial. So you see the country. This is the naivete that is in these people's mind. That is complete delusion. How can you not define people racially yet you're biracial? If you can't define people racially, if white people and black people they are genetically different. And not to toot my own horn, but I'm genetically superior. It is what it is. I mean, as long as I got this mitochondrial DNA. I'm just saying. You know, so it's like, but this is her biracial mentality. This is how she puts on and puts off and takes off the blackness. Watch this rest of this statement.
Can't biologically. I gave a TED talk about it, literally, because it defines me. So I was well informed enough to play the role. I felt completely entitled for that reason. It was just about acceptance from other black Americans. I didn't want to fuck it up for other people playing the role. You know, I didn't want to fuck it up for them. I didn't want anyone to have a reason to not feel like that it's theirs. You know, I
didn't want them to feel like it's theirs. Basically, translation, I didn't want them to feel as though I was not the black enough to play this black woman that's having this black experience. This is what she's saying. You know, this is what segues to the whole apology. But maybe I should have showed the question, but he asked her, like, how did he feel? How did she feel about getting the role? Because, you know, it was they decided to change it to a black woman, from a white man to a black woman. So, and in doing so, they chose her, and she knows she's not black. So that's what segued into this whole diatribe, if you will, this verbal vomit that she's about to spew all over her extra room, wherever she is, you know, her sunroom, you know. So just she didn't want to fuck it up because she was going to be acting black. She's an actress that's acting black. You know, you keep watching.
Watch some movies because there's an actor in it that I don't dig. Usually because they've been fucked up in their personal life, which is a real shame, right? So stupid. But I mean, it's not stupid of me, but that doesn't really interfere with their role, what they're doing. But you can't help it. We're in a time now where what you do, you know, matters. Your private life as well as your public face. You know, we all want authenticity more than anything. You know, people will even elect Trump in order to get authenticity. You know, just for trust, right? So I trusted this piece. I felt like they were going to create situations which would bring amazing potential for truth to be felt. I also think set pieces, and yet there are bloody hell set pieces, but they're not distracting.
This whole British accent.
It's true because the stakes are emotional stakes, are survival stakes.
moment to moment. It's not it.
Here we go. Okay, they're about to exit now. Okay.
The tenderness. Words couldn't give you that. You know, I am thinking about everybody. It distracts you. Nothing. It was.
Make a movie
Here we are.
under the conditions. I wanted to ask you specifically about kind of the process of creativity and collaboration, making a movie like this, given the bizarre set of circumstances that we've found ourselves in, and you know we still find ourselves in. I mean,
That's the question,
this is a movie that feels reflective of the world that we're living right now in a lot of ways, in terms of the smallness of it and the tone and so forth. But from the technical side and on the creative side, I'd love to hear a little bit about just what it was like to make a movie under the conditions or the limitations that were imposed on all of us.
Well, I have to say I'm a little bit of a glutton for the OCD sort of trying to say, let's go.
The producer, hold on.
Allows them to.
The way an educator does it best is by listening to a person's truth into this woman who will otherwise be demonized because she's a one-dimensional bitch, as written, right? And so often I've gone into roles and I've had to actually change.
So many times she was about to say black.
Trying
watch your mouth.
To breathe life and truth into this woman who will otherwise be demonized because she's a one-dimensional bitch, as written, right? And so often and in that place of very beautiful, the ocean, palm trees, straight feeling of betrayal is everything. Sandra has gone there to disappear. Make no mistake, she worked myself out of a TV show, which had been very painful, and I'd had a baby many, many years. And it's been rare for me. I feel like it's kind of, we're getting to that point now, you know. Incredible actors.
Converge on the house. Yeah. Julian as well is like, yo, this is literally the same.
Shay already offered me something.
Well, good luck with the quote unquote virtual
they cut
premiere.
it off.
I'm sorry that we can't do it IRL,
but thank you for helping us communicate this to others, you know, because
my pleasure.
Let's face
That's
it.
crazy. Why is it not on here?
There's so much incredible content out there for people to enjoy.
Because she started talking about how
thanks for helping us.
Black people don't appreciate. Like that was the whole thing. Let me see. Did they have 2 parts? I'm not even gonna post this live because she was talking about how she wasn't black enough. You know, that whole I wasn't black enough for black people, and I'm sorry, I can't believe I can't find this. It's like they scrubbed it off of the entire. Even CynthiaG had some of it on her channel, but it wasn't the part that I want to touch on. Like, let me go to my YouTube mama page. But like, come on, bro. That's not what I wanted y'all to hear. Like, y'all have to hear what I want you guys to hear. I am so apologetic, guys. I was so excited. I thought this was it. I should have watched it first. Then I would have known this wasn't it. Like, I'm trying to see. Let me see. This is the one that I saw, right?
Want to win a vacation? Watch the big game ads.
I'm gonna have to edit some of this out before I post it live.
They are two
but like
types
she's gonna
of
be talking
lizard
about
or reptilian kind of.
Her experience as black people.
You're so not a superstitious person, dude. I've really tried to.
James Lee. He opened up the world for me, and it gave.
I'd read the script.
That's not the right doc.
And that's not. That is the truth. It is the truth. And when you're saying you just flip it, it's not for the sake of flipping it. It's because it's the uncomfortable truth. And I think we're.
And this is why. Come on, we got to find it. We have got to find it. His fake ass apology. Maybe if I put full apology, we'll find it. Because I just really, really want you guys to hear this. Because she's going to put it on the black women. Like, she's going to put it on black women. Because, you know, she's going to say... I'll call him that. She's going to say how... she's going to say how she wasn't dark enough. Let me see. She's going to say how she was discarded by black people, by black women. She's going to say that she's stealing our truth. Which is our, you know, she's stealing our story and making it, you know, whitewashing it, so to speak. It's not just about stealing our men because she's married to a white guy, so she stole, you know, Rebecca's man, Angela's man. There's a part that Sin played, but it wasn't.
He's going around in the black women
to apologize every day to
we got to get used to it because I'll be in these Invisalign for a little while. Colorism and light skin is to black women. You've given Thandie Newton said people and they have
let me see if it's
audio.
So desperately to apologize.
The video because I'm not trying to deal with YouTube. Both of you can hear it.
So desperately to apologize every day to darker skinned actresses. To say, I'm sorry that I'm the one chosen. My mama looks like you. It's been very painful to have women that look like my mum feel like I'm not representing them.
Okay. Number one, women that look like your mom. Your mom is an African. Okay, your mom is African. So when we both know how they worship whiteness, but your mom is an African. So typically, biracials that have black mothers that have more connection to their black side, you know, and they normally identify as biracial. They don't try to blackface and blackfish stuff like that. But she sees opportunity in it. You heard her say, she kept saying, she stopped and hesitated. I'm sorry for taking, this lady is so pretty. That's a sin sister. I'm sorry for taking your role. See, listen.
I'm taking their men, taking their work, taking their truth. You didn't mean to, you know. But I do think that any women of colour who, whether they're pale or whatever, who've managed to help other actors, you know, get into this business.
You know,
we matter. I was worried about my light skinness because my light skinness has been more problematic than being black.
Again, she's not light skinned, she's biracial. Whatever. Keep going. Her light skin is more problematic than being black.
Way more problematic than being black in my life. Literally. I was black in England. I mean, dark skinned.
Okay, this is it.
So then I went to America and I was dark skinned. I thought I was dark skinned and I would describe myself as dark skinned. It's like, you're light skinned. And suddenly I was someone that, you know,
you were praised and worshipped.
I got more prejudice from black people. I didn't understand. I literally didn't understand. I thought, you're my brethren, what's happening? So interestingly, I now realise that my, internalized prejudice was stopping me from feeling like I could play this role.
Okay, so y'all heard, that's not the whole thing that I want to tell you. That's just one part of it. I'm glad I at least found that. You know, thank you, Cynthia. You're the GOAT. Anyway, so you heard how she said she was black and in England, right? And she was dark skinned in England. Number one, they worship light skin out there. Have you been there? Like, she's lying. Even if she wasn't lying, why did she not expound upon the racial tensities that she felt being cast as dark skinned or black by the hands of those white people? Biracials always want to come and say, oh, we got to the black community. Those black women were jealous of us. Those black women hated us. Those Negro women, those black wenches, they did not accept us or love us or bring us into their community. But they do not expound upon the rejection of their white community. They don't expound upon it. They always come in and ingratiate themselves in the black community, in the black struggle, and in the black race, and then they don't speak on the atrocities, the racial atrocities and prejudices that they experience at the hands of their white people, their white brethren. You know what I mean? How they don't have the option to be white. How they cannot benefit from white privilege. They always come and say, oh, those black bitches, they was jealous of me because of my hair. They was jealous of me because of my skin. And all they get that from their moms. Hazel E said it all the time. You know what I mean? But that's not what this video is about. It's strictly about her apology. And I wanted y'all to hear the negative mentality that she really has towards black women. Because the apology was like, oh, I'm sorry that I did this and I did that. But it really is, you're really gloating. You're really bragging. You know what I mean? But that's our fault because we gave Zendaya and all those other biracials the black card and invited them to the cookout. And that's on us. Because we don't protect blackness. Okay. We need to have our own one drop rule. One drop of white, bitch, you white. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end this because I couldn't find what I wanted to find, and I don't remember what she said verbatim, so I can't quote her to expound on the point that I was trying to make. I'm going to keep looking. I'm going to post this for now, then I'll re-edit it and try to add the information to it if I find it. I'm going to keep looking, but today I really want to talk about protecting blackness and the one drop rule. But I thought I got excited when I saw that 30 minutes, and I was like, oh my God, this is it. I found it. Because I knew she made this statement like 40 minutes into the interview, so I should have picked up on the fact that was only 30 minutes. But okay, I'm out. Thank you for choosing blaquespan. I love you guys. But just understand that part. You know what? Let me go back and see if Sin is gonna play that part. This is a pretty long video. Let's see.
When it's precisely that prejudice that I've received. Doesn't matter that it's from African American women more than anyone else. Doesn't matter.
So you've had prejudices committed upon you from women more than anyone else. Like, is it prejudice or is it rejection? Because I know, like, the biracial girls that I went to school with, they were praised by the black men. All the girls wanted to hang out with them because they were popular. Even the light-skinned black girls were popular because they were light-skinned. We worship fair skin. So what prejudice did she experience? What prejudice did she experience, really? Because how old is Thandie Newton? She isn't that much older. She's like my mom's age, right? Like, so what did she really experience? You know what I mean? At the hands of black women. Like, she's lying. The most racial experience she's ever experienced was when she was over there in Britain. When they were saying, you got a black mama, bitch, you is black, you is not white, you cannot sit at our white table with our white asses. I was dark-skinned in Egypt. I was dark-skinned. I was dark, bitch. I'm sorry. I was dark. She was lying. I'm gonna watch this whole video though. When I get, let me see. Anyway, go play.
I received prejudice. Anyone who's received oppression and prejudice feels this character. Right? So it's actually, I love the fact that I overcame that. And it was these guys going, you're the one.
Now, unless she was a complete and total bitch. Now, if all that guy attention that she was getting from black guys, if she let it go to her head and she was a bitch, but she didn't grow up around black people. Now that I'm thinking about it. So, like, what prejudice? You know what? Let me just see if she played the statement I want to hear.
All I'm saying is before you park on someone's property, you have to ask, I just thank God that my light skin didn't stop that from happening. I'm so, that it didn't cause.
Ooh, she says it after this. Come on.
Sorry, I haven't actually made that connection before. For me as a woman, that one of the reasons why it's so painful to be distrusted by African American women, darker skin than me, and they look like my mum, and I love her more than anything.
Now,
dismissed. Y'all heard what she was about to say, but see, it sounds like she's about to start talking now. Let me see.
Do you guys to be this guy? Black women. Does Thandie more like Thandie Newton?
Okay, so she's going into her. Let me go back because I don't want to miss nothing. Then I'll.
This is not
okay. I'll start there. So I honestly feel like this woman was not coming from a healthy place. Let me go. I'm gonna do my one drop rule video, and I'm also gonna do biracial worship. I think I'm gonna title that biracial worship. Come on, girl. Okay, so I'll be back, guys. I love you. This is blaquespan. I'm going to have to do a part 3 on this because I'm going to find this video, y'all. I am going to find this video and I'm going to make my point. I am determined. They are scrubbing it because God's country is going to be a hit and they don't want nothing to stand in this way. This is blaquespan.